In a small, peaceful town surrounded by rolling hills and serene landscapes lived a man named Liam. Liam was known for his quiet demeanor and calm disposition. He rarely spoke, but when he did, his words carried weight. Despite his reserved nature, Liam had a profound impact on everyone around him. The incident one fateful day, the tranquility of the town was shattered by a heated dispute between two influential families, the Hendersons and the Masons. The conflict started over a land disagreement and quickly escalated, with both families spreading rumors and accusations. The once close-knit community became divided, with neighbors taking sides and tension rising with each passing day. Liam, who lived on the outskirts of the town, observed the growing discord but chose to remain silent. While others engaged in gossip and arguments, Liam continued his daily routines, tending to his garden and helping those in need without uttering a word about the conflict. The catalyst. As the situation worsened, a town meeting was called to address the dispute. The meeting hall was filled with anxious townsfolk, each hoping for a resolution but fearing further escalation. The Hendersons and the Masons exchanged harsh words, and it seemed like the meeting would only deepen the divide. Liam attended the meeting, sitting quietly in the back. His presence was barely noticed until one of the town elders, Mr. Thompson, stood up and addressed the crowd. "We need a voice of reason," he said, "someone who can bring clarity and peace. Liam, will you speak?" The room fell silent as all eyes turned to Liam. He stood up slowly, walked to the front, and looked around at the faces filled with anger and frustration. After a moment of contemplation, Liam simply nodded and took his seat again without saying a word. The power of silence. Liam's silence confused the townspeople. They expected him to deliver a speech that would solve their problems, but instead, he offered them nothing but quiet contemplation. Over the next few days, the town buzzed with speculation. Why didn't Liam speak? What was he thinking? His silence became the focal point of every conversation. Some people interpreted his silence as wisdom, believing he was silently urging them to reflect on their actions. Others thought he might be indifferent or afraid to take sides. Regardless of the interpretation, Liam's silence had a profound effect on the town. People began to talk less and listen more, questioning their own roles in the conflict. The turning point one evening, as the sun set over the town, Liam invited both families to his home. Reluctantly, they agreed, curious about what he had to say. They gathered in Liam's garden, where he had set up a simple table with tea and biscuits. Liam served everyone and then sat down quietly, watching the sunset. The families waited, expecting him to speak, but Liam remained silent. The awkwardness of the silence forced them to look at each other instead of focusing on their grievances. Slowly, the tension began to dissipate. Mr. Henderson, breaking the silence, admitted, "Maybe we have let this matter get out of hand." Mrs. Mason nodded in agreement. "Perhaps we should find a way to resolve this peacefully." The resolution encouraged by this breakthrough, the families started talking. They shared memories of better times when they were friends and neighbors, working together for the good of the community. They realized that their feud had blinded them to what truly mattered: their relationships and the well-being of the town. Liam's silent presence had given them the space to reflect and find their own path to resolution. By the end of the evening, the Hendersons and the Masons shook hands, agreeing to settle the land dispute amicably and work together to restore harmony in the town. The aftermath word of the reconciliation spread quickly. The townspeople were amazed at how silence had achieved what words could not. They began to appreciate the value of listening and reflection, understanding that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Liam's quiet wisdom became a guiding principle in the town. Whenever conflicts arose, people would say, "Confuse them with your silence," reminding each other to pause, reflect, and find peace within themselves before seeking it in others. The legacy Liam's story became a legend, passed down through generations. He continued to live his life quietly, never seeking recognition or praise. His actions spoke for him, teaching the town that true strength lies not in loud declarations, but in the quiet resolve to understand and heal. Years later, a statue of Liam was erected in the town square, not as a tribute to his silence, but as a symbol of the power of reflection and inner peace. The plaque at its base read, In silence, we find clarity. In reflection, we find strength. The lessons learned. Liam's story offers several timeless lessons. 1. Silence can be powerful. Sometimes, the absence of words can create space for reflection and understanding. 2. Listening is key. Truly listening to others can reveal common ground and foster reconciliation. 3. Self-reflection leads to clarity. Taking time to reflect on one's actions and motivations can lead to wiser decisions. 4. Actions speak louder than words. Demonstrating values through actions can have a more profound impact than merely speaking about them. 5. Peace begins within. Finding inner peace and clarity is essential before resolving external conflicts. Conclusion: Liam's story is a reminder that in a world filled with noise and conflict, sometimes the most powerful tool we have is silence. By choosing to reflect and listen, we can navigate through challenges with wisdom and grace. The legacy of Liam teaches us that true strength lies in the quiet moments of understanding and the silent resolve to bring about positive change.